Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to solve problem from LeetCode December challenge day 1. Problem is house robber. So it's a very easy problem. Let's see what the problem is. You are a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed. The only constraint stopping you from robbing each of them is that adjacent houses have security systems connected and it would automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into onto the same night. ठीक है तो like we cannot rob two houses together like which are adjacent. Given an integer array nums representing the amount of money of each house, so we'll be given an array in which each integer represents how much money is in like that particular house. So we have to return the maximum amount of money which we can rob tonight without alerting the police. So police will get alerted if we rob two adjacent houses. So what we have to do is we do not have to rob two adjacent houses. We have to avoid that. So we need to return the maximum amount of money which we can rob. Right. So if you see in this array, if we do 1, because if we rob one this first house which has 1 like money, so we cannot rob the adjacent. So we will be taking 1 and 3. So 1 plus 3 it will be 4. Or what we can do is we do not take this and then we can take 2 and 1. So it will be 3. So one case will give us 4, other case will give us 3. So we will take the maximum. So output will be 4. Now let's see for the second test case also. So for the second test case, if we take 2, then we cannot take 7, right? And if we take then 9, then we cannot take 3 because it's adjacent to it. And then we can take 1. So it will give us 9 plus 2, 11 plus 1, 12. So we will get 12. Other case could be that if we do not take this 2, then we can take 7. And since we have taken 7, then we cannot take the adjacent house. So we cannot take 9. So we can take 3 because it's not adjacent to 7. So we can take 3. And since we have taken 3, so we cannot take 1 because it's adjacent. So we cannot take that. So it will be 10. There are many other cases also possible. Like you only take this and this. Or you can take this and this. So there could be multiple cases which can give us the answer. So obviously 12 is greater than 10. So the output will be 12 because we need to return the maximum amount of money. So it's very easy problem. We have just two cases which we have to handle every time. So we do not have to take adjacent houses, right? This we need to take. This we need to take care of, right? So let's see how we'll approach it. So just try to think it by yourself that we do not have to take the adjacent houses. So we have two choices at every position. At every position, we have two choices. Two choices that either we take this or we do not take this. Let's see how. So if I have a choice, I'm starting from this first house, right? This is let's say this is our first 0th house. This is first house, second house, third house, and fourth house, right? So I'm currently over here. I'm starting from here and I have two choices. If I rob this house, if I do not rob this house. If I rob this house, then I'll get 2 plus what will be the further array which I can rob from. I cannot take 7 if I have taken 2 because it will be adjacent, and if we take the adjacent house, police will get alerted, so we do not have to do that. So we have taken 2. So 7 we cannot take, but from after 7 we can take the array. So 9, 3 and 1 we will get. Other thing what we can do is we have taken 2. We have taken 2. Like this house, we have taken this. If we do not take this, then we have not taken this. So our further array which we will pass, which we will have, which we can rob from, will be 7, 9, 3 and 1. So what we have to basically do is we have to see which either this path or this path will give us the maximum answer. If this path give us the maximum answer, we will take the answer from this path. Otherwise, we'll take from this. So let's expand it further. Now, at this point, we are at 9. We have considered this one, so we have this call. Let's see for this. If we have 9, we have two choices. Either we can rob this house, or we do not rob it. So I'll highly suggest that just pause the video and try to make this recursive tree by yourself. So at this place we have 9. So either if we take 9, what will be our total cost? 2 was already there. 2 plus, since we have taken 9, we are taking 9, so 9 will be added, and the rest of the array which we will pass will be, we will not take 3 because we have taken 9, so it will be only 1, right? And if we do not take 9, then we can take 3 because we have not taken this, so we can take the adjacent one. So then in that case 2 plus nothing will be added because we have not taken this 9, and the rest of the array will be 3, 1, right? Now let's see for this. So at this one, either we take this one or we do not take it. So if we take this one, we'll have 2 plus 9 plus 1, right? 1, and the rest, since 1 we have taken, so the rest will be empty. So empty will pass. It will be actually less than 0, like the size of this. So this will hit the base case. So base case will be when our this all number of elements in this recursive call, let's say n, becomes less than or equal to 0. So this is our base case. So in this case, when we hit the base case, see our cost is 2 plus 9, 11, 11 plus 1, 12. So from here 12 will get returned like this. So over here we got 12 from this path in which we have taken 2. Now over here also let's expand this. So in this also what we can do is, if we take 3, if we consider 3, so it will be 2 plus 3, and the rest of the array we cannot, since we have taken 3 we cannot take 1, so rest of the array will be empty, because if we do not take 1 then the array is empty. So this will give us this will hit the base case, so it will give us 5. So here we are getting 5. And over here if we do not take 3, we will get 2 plus nothing will be added, and the rest of the 1 will pass because we can take 1 now because we have not taken 3. And similarly this C. Now you'll see, yeah, let's expand it further. If you see, this call is repeating now. We have already solved this one recursive call where there was 1 in the array, like in the next recursive call. See, this 1 we have already solved over here. So now it's getting repeated. You'll see it further also if you expand this also. So if you take 7, if you do not take 7, if you take 7, you will get 7 plus 9, you will not take 3, 1. And if you do not take 7, you will get 9, 3, 1. So you see, this is also repeating. 3, 1, 3, 1. Right? And 9, 3, 1, 9, 3, 1. So at now we are getting repetitive recursive calls. So when we are getting repetitive recursive calls, what we will do is, we will store the result of this, like when there is only 1 in our array, like the number of element is only 1, n is 1, means there will be only this element in the array, because we are obviously starting from the beginning, right? So if the number of elements in the array, in the recursive call array is only 1, it means we will get a particular answer and we'll store it in a map, right? Let's say map. If our n is 3, like 9, 3, 1, n is 3, then we will get a particular answer, right? So let's say from this, when we have taken 2, we got 12, and let's say we will get some value from here, let's say it is x. So at this point we will compare whether 12 is greater or x is greater. Whatever greater is between these two, from this call and this call, in which we have taken 2, in which we have do not taken 2, whatever will be the greatest, we will return that. So in that case 12 will be returned. You can complete this whole recursive tree and then you will get to know how it's going to work. So if you see over here, let's see for this, when 3 comma 1 was there, 3 comma 1, what we were getting was 2 was from this here only, and for 3 comma 1 either we were getting 3 or we were getting 1. So in this, from here we'll get 3 and from here we'll get 1. So from between 3 and 1, 3 is greater, so we will have 2 plus 3, we will take 3 and we will then return 5. So in this way we will choose whichever path is giving us the maximum number. So I hope you understood the approach and the dry run. Let's see the code now. It's very simple if you have understood the approach. So in the problem, what we are given to us, will be given this function drop, and it will contain an array nums. This array is the like amount in each house. So what we will be doing is, we will be making a helper function. Why helper function? Because at every time we need to know what is the number of elements in the array, like what we will pass in the next recursive call. So you will ask that what is need for, we can obviously calculate the length from this nums array every time, but this will not work, because either you have to change nums every time, your nums array you need to change, so that will be a problem. So or otherwise there could be another problem, that every time you need to like find the length of the array, so that will also increase the complexity. So that is not a good practice. So we will be making a helper function, and nums array will be there, and the size of the nums array. So in this code I have started from the I've started from the considering from the back. It's your choice, either you can start from the beginning. So if you start from the beginning, then the base case will be when n reaches the end index. Otherwise, if you start from the end, the base case will be when you reach the 0th index. Anyway, you can do anything. I have taken it like this because so that you can see both the cases, like when we start from the beginning and we like start from the end. So here we are starting from the end. So base case is, if n is 0, just return whatever current amount you have. If n becomes less than 0, there will be no obviously house, so return 0. This we will see afterwards. And what we are doing is, basically this is we are storing the like current result. So if we are at this position 3 comma 1, we are storing its answer, whatever we are getting from the recursive call. So 3 comma 1 means n is 2, so we'll be storing it here, like in the map. So this is, we are doing memoization. If the result is already computed, it's already stored in a map, we have taken a map, just return the answer from the map. Otherwise we are storing the current answer in the map, and what will be the current answer? It will be the maximum of the current amount and n minus 2. Why n minus 2? Because see, if you have 27931 and if you are here, this is your I, right? Either you can take I and this will be I minus 1 and this will be I minus 2 index, right? Either you can take I plus and the recursive call for this, right? Like recursive call for I minus 2, or what you can do is, you do not take I and then you will have recursive call for only from I minus 1, as we saw in the earlier, right, in the dry run. So it's the same case, either you can take nums n plus n minus 2, or you can take, you do not consider the current element and you take from n minus 1. Whatever the maximum from any of the like two cases you will get, you will store it in the map and then you will return that value. So this was the code. I hope you understood it. It's very easy. Let's submit it. So it's getting accepted. So I hope you understood the problem and the approach, dry run. So I'll highly recommend that this was the like we started from the back. Just it's very simple to start from the beginning and just change the modify the code somewhat. Base case will change and from here it will change and this condition also change. So let me know in the comments if you have any doubt. And if you like the video, please like it, share and subscribe. Thank you.